Yeah, it's 10:30. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, so you know what time it is. It's that time for that weekly recap. Yeah, I'm Larry Black Lightning Burke.
Hurt McGirt, man. Let's
Man,
get into it, man.
yeah, man. Let's get into it. We got a lot to do, and you know what I mean. Not a lot of time, so let's get right to it, man. I'll see you back in a minute. How that sound?
Yep.
Tuesday. My favorite night of the week.
Yeah.
Couple reasons. There's a lot to recap on wrestling, and I get to talk to one of my best friends about it. Bro, we got a lot to talk about.
Man, do we ever, bro?
Well,
There's a
let's
lot
start it
going
off.
on.
Thanks, Jim, for tuning in with us. Jim's tuning in live, and man, he's ready to get to it. He wants to freestyle something over
That's
the
a
intro.
that's a nice little tune there.
It is a nice tune. I start bopping to it while we're on like a little commercial break. It gives me a little jazz. It gets me
Little jazz up.
all warmed up and jazzy for all this talk we got to talk about. So
I wanna First thing I wanna get into, bro.
let's get right to it then.
I wanna get into these tag team titles on SmackDown.
Oh, we got to start right there.
Let's just
Let's
start
do
right
it
there.
then. Oh,
We already know what it's been looking like as far as the tag team division is going. You know what I'm saying? The Motor City Machine Guns came in. Who was they there? 2 weeks and got them titles.
2 weeks maybe had three matches. It wasn't it like two matches in one night or something, or how did that go? But it was just like we're here and we're pushing these guys straight to the top quick.
Then we didn't really see them.
We didn't really see them, but I. All right, so because I know we've been talking about these tag team titles on Raw, but obviously we're gonna get there. So
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't see them, but they technically didn't have no juice. So I, I obviously they want these things back.
And this is where the juice comes in, right?
I would assume this is where the juice comes in.
So, are you think this is we're gonna get an actual feud for tag titles?
I, I would I don't I would hope so. Um,
It's all
because we're
there.
gonna because we're gonna need some personality for these guys, right? Like I mean, obviously we know they could wrestle, but
They haven't gotten much mic time.
and
We know they have personality,
we know they have
but
personality.
everybody else doesn't know. Well, the
Yes,
casual audience, most of the casual audience doesn't
so
know.
I mean, we got to see something now. I mean, they came in, they put these belts on you, so I mean, obviously we knew what they were. I'm sure Triple H and them knew what they were as well. So that's why they did it. I wasn't mad at the decision. I thought it was a good decision, but now you're absolutely right. We're gonna have to carry on from there.
We're gonna get to see what that chase looks like and get some actual storytelling revolved around these
Yeah,
tag titles because it's been a while.
yeah, Jim. They did come out of nowhere, but I mean, we knew for a couple weeks that they were coming. It was
Everybody
just
didn't know.
yeah, I guess everybody didn't know.
I mean, it was speculation. We really didn't know, but
Whew, yeah, we're gonna get the New Day. Trust me, Eddie.
oh yeah,
We're gonna get to know
that's
New Day. Trust me, that's gonna be. Please, we'll get there here shortly. We're gonna try to make our way there. We got so much to cover. Um, But yeah, I mean, obviously, well, the bloodline won't be getting them back anytime soon because that's something we didn't get to get into too. I don't think we got to announce that, but we had another injury excuse me, in the cage match. Um, Tongaloa got hurt.
Oh
So
yeah, I seen him in a sling.
yeah, so he had elbow or something surgery. So man, that match was we lost three wrestlers in a
And
couple minutes.
it's crazy because you still have enough players to keep the story rolling.
Absolutely. So I mean, okay, so like I said, obviously I think they're going to keep the machine guns in the hunt. Um,
I mean,
we
yeah, the
still got the
story's
Street
there.
Profit. We still got the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Um, what else do we have here? We don't have the two in the bloodline no more. Um,
I mean,
I
mix
mean,
it up however you want it.
we got to
But
mix it up, but we got to make tag team wrestling great again, bro. Like, I mean, it's there,
you've been
but
saying that for years.
yeah, I mean,
It
the,
looks like
the the
there's
potential's
potential.
there. Go ahead. The potential's come ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Um,
you're good.
okay,
We
hold
got
on
Eddie
one minute.
here. I hope the Prophets and Champa Gargano have a long term program. Yeah, it would be a great feud.
Oh my goodness, man! Even the
But we're gonna get that feud with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns first because they have that history with Gargano and Shelly. But
and I don't know. I did that was a great turn. I thought
it was a great turn. Yeah.
it was a great turn. I think almost all the turns right now they're doing them at the right time because they're kind of catching us off guard. Like, oh, we see it coming, and then nope.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it because you know me, I'm hoping for. I mean, I guess we can't rush Gargano and Champa,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
that turn. They caught me
I
off
do.
guard with it.
I don't, but I don't want to see it at like this WrestleMania. I still want to see these guys get,
Tag team gold.
yeah,
Let them get their
like
numbers up.
yeah, get this, not this WrestleMania, but maybe the following WrestleMania. It'll be about time for them to go one on one. Like,
Mhm.
let's make this tag team division hot. And I thought how, I mean, because we obviously know Ciampa's a great heel. So
Right.
him starting to make that twist, turn, boom, boom, and then bam, Gargano just at the right time pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got some good shit coming. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna get my hopes up either, but we'll see.
Jim, we love the profits, man, but it's like I don't. It's never running its course to me, but it does. It sucks when you have like the whole internet like, oh, Montez is so much better than Dawkins, and they're trying to push the narrative to pull them away from each other. And I would feel bad if they did that to Dawkins because I think it would hurt Dawkins. Even or
And they sleep on him because he's so good.
man, he's super super good. I mean, I guess you just have to let him have more personality at some point. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to try to figure out his way because Montez's personality's. I mean, it's been there. Montez is
Well,
who he is all the time. There is no personality that he needs. He is him all the time.
all the time.
So
Yeah. Turn it up.
uh, I can think of small things that he's done a million times, and I'm like, oh my god, that was fun. Just the screaming before he does like a flip over the top rope or something.
Hmm.
That small stuff right there is like, oh man, this guy super stands out.
We're also about to have like trades going on, so who knows what's gonna happen.
That's another thing that we caught on to. What Chad Gable announced that. So
Hmm.
yeah, what did
So
I
yeah,
guess they're
speaking of that, let's talk about that match.
all right. Yeah, well let's talk about it. Gable announced that they're opening up the transfer portal,
Yeah,
sort of like the college football. You can obviously cross brands, so that should get us a lot more going here into the new year too. Of all
before
these guys
before their
going
draft,
back and
right?
forth. But man, let's talk about Cody Rhodes. Yeah, we ended up getting Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable.
On free TV.
They're giving this away for free.
Hey,
they're
I'll
giving
take it.
they're giving 5-star money matches away for completely free.
You gave it 5 stars. You get a match 5 stars.
My goodness, that ending. The portal. Jim likes the portal. I like it too, man. We got to open it up. There's too much talent around. Um,
The ending was, yeah,
the finisher, the crossroads that he took. I didn't think right now nobody could take a better crossroads than Mello. Mello been taking crossroads for the last 6 months, landing on top of his skull.
yeah. It was a
Every one
nice
of them
set.
perfect, but the
Yeah,
one Gable took this week.
it was a nice
What?
set.
When are we gonna give Gable his just due? He
We
needs
give
this.
Gable his. I mean, we give him his credit, but it's
We
getting
do.
there. You can see it. You can see it in him. I just spilled my drink. You can see it in him and a lot of other people that they're
Good.
they're they're taking the time and they're planting seeds for them to get world championships later on. He's one of them.
Yeah, man. Because I see him even skipping that mid card title, man. Just give this guy. I mean, even if because I mean he's really technically a Raw wrestler, so man, at some point, man, he gotta maybe get his hands on that world championship, man.
Yeah.
He's paid his just due, um, and he's out there looking good. Those matches are phenomenal. You can totally see the skill that he has. That I mean, it's like watching Kurt Angle, but we was watching Kurt Angle do this the minute he got there.
The minute,
It's
yeah.
like Gable's been kind of in that situation where he's just here. You're being held down because you look just like a regular guy. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that look like
But the
somebody that
comedy
looks like
gimmick didn't help him neither.
the Olympic gimmick doesn't help,
The
but
comedy gimmick. The comedy
the
gimmick
comedy
didn't
it
help
doesn't.
him. So getting rid of that, it's a good start.
Now he's had tag team championships before, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say one tag team championships, but yeah, I think it's starting to really get to that time, man. I would love to see
That crossroads was vicious.
it. It was a good one.
Crossroads was
But
vicious.
yeah, man, I thought it was a great match, and then I mean, it didn't Kevin Owens show up?
Yeah. He
Yeah, Kevin
what
Owens.
and you knew it was coming. You knew something was coming because he took that boot off. I'm like, like
Oh, well, because
you don't
Cody,
want to
like
you don't want to hurt him that bad,
he don't want to hurt him that bad, but he wants to hurt him.
but he wants to hurt him.
And old Cody goes into every match with some sort of injury. He's been running
It's been the gimmick
his
his whole
that is
title
his
run.
that is his story.
Is he
Is
gonna defeat the odds?
is he gonna? I mean, we do know the shoulder injury was real, but every single what he's had about 9 injuries during his title reign that he fought through to keep winning. So now it's going to be the ankle, I
It's gonna
guess.
be the ankle. But I don't know, man. We're gonna have to talk about because we're gonna do we're gonna run our predictions before we end the show. So we'll talk about
We'll
we'll
talk
get to
about it.
that match. We'll get to
Yeah,
that
we'll get
match.
to that, man. And
We got to
um,
do this before we do this Raw recap. Like, what's next for this whole Bloodline story on Smack?
that's where I was gonna go. That's where I was gonna go. What's next for the bloodline? Because there's a lot of stuff happening, man, that might be being overlooked in wrestling. And I want to say that maybe you addressed it maybe a month or so ago, and then uh, and then I heard one of my best friend ISP bring it up. It's kind of looking like there might be some people that have a problem with the bloodline and people that associate themselves with the bloodline.
Yeah,
Now, we all know Kevin has a problem with Cody because he associated himself with the bloodline.
Hmm.
We also know that Rollins has a problem with Punk because, well, he's always had a problem with Punk. And
Yeah,
again, he associated himself with the bloodline.
yeah.
Now we have Drew McIntyre back.
Hmm.
Drew McIntyre has a problem with anybody who also affiliates with the bloodline. For
That's
right
his show.
now,
He's not wrong.
it's mainly Sami Zayn. Now, if these three people all have common interest, I'd say. Are we starting to divide some lines here? Are we adding another layer to the bloodline, the OG bloodline, and Drew, Kevin, and Seth? Are we starting to peel back maybe some other layers of something that we have going on here? Because it's just starting to seem, and you might have said this a month ago. Like I said, ISP said this. Now all of a sudden I'm starting to see it online. So is there something that you guys knew that I didn't know? Are you working for the WWE? Because now I'm starting to see it.
Bro, it's just I don't know. Maybe I should get a job in wrestling somewhere.
I mean,
Um,
there's something on
I
Indeed.
just see that. I just seen that that's where it's going because you already seen it with Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, and he's justified in his actions, and I don't think Drew's wrong either. Granted, Sammy was, he ran with him, and he probably
Sammy
helped.
ran with it.
He probably helped cost a lot of matches, but yeah. I mean, they're justified.
They're
Um,
justified. Um, this future show's coming up here on Netflix. Are we gonna? I don't know. I think we might see something big, like a Roman and a Sammy versus like a Seth and Drew. Or
I just want to know if we're gonna get the focus back on this Ulafala because they won the War Games match,
yes,
but you don't take your shit back.
you
Why
can take
not?
it back. Well, because how? Yeah, he wore it to the ring. No, he didn't wear it to the ring.
Solo still has it. So
Yeah,
why?
and he didn't take it to the ring, so there's no way that Roman could get his hands on it.
All right, so this is where we're at because they
Okay.
said ain't nothing changed. They're it is what it is. So how do we continue this story?
Um. Yeah. How do we continue this story? Um. I feel like there's so
Jimmy's
much.
hurt, right?
Jimmy's hurt,
You got
so
Jay and Sammy back over there on Raw. Um, we don't
they're
know
yeah,
what's going on with Jay.
yeah they're on both sides.
We don't know what's
Um.
going on with Jay because he got taken out. Sammy
Jay
got
got
his
taken.
hands full, so the OTC is back on his own.
The OTC is back on his own, but yeah, I mean he took Jay out last week, and Sammy's gonna be going one on one with Drew this week. Is the master of the Yeet gonna pop out? Um, I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
There's again, it's there. There's so much, but the OTC is kind of back, like you said, he's kind of back by himself. So I mean, he got to set his sights on, like you said, getting his shit back.
Yeah,
I mean,
you still got Jacob
you
lurking
still
back there behind Solo, and you don't need nobody else.
you don't need nobody else. You got Jacob. You don't even need anybody else. I mean, you still got my boy Tomatonga. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's my favorite one, bro. For the minute I seen him, I said he's the one. And I knew from the minute Kevin Owens on your first night, you take a muscle buster through chairs, you're there for business. So,
Business.
so I knew right then and there. I was like, "That's my guy from now on." I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. I think there's so much to pull back from this.
because
This
obviously, they're dragging Roman and Solo for a bigger show.
Royal Rumble.
They have to be if they don't want it to be WrestleMania.
Well, they had to put Rollins against Punk, especially after Bronson Reed being on the injured list. From Dave. Thanks for checking in with us, Dave. They did, but I mean, this feud never stops. And I think this is just my opinion. I think they're gonna drag this thing out till Mania because this is worth money.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
don't see why you would put it on any other show.
yeah, and yeah, honestly, I think that, like I said, I mean, we're starting to really head into the new season, so there's no reason why you can't just, what I mean, start put the pot on the stove and turn the water on just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just start to make the water a little bit more lukewarm for when people cross paths and the Royal Rumble,
Hmm.
um, and everything else. So yeah, I do think they had to push it a little bit, Dave. But they might have wanted to push it a little bit earlier than they had to. But I mean, we already knew that you were not gonna not spin the block back and finish this.
No,
This, I mean. I mean, and now Drew needs something new too. I mean, Drew can't come back and go right for Punk. That just doesn't make any sense. He beat his ass. That's over.
it's over.
That's
Move
over.
on. Walk away.
Okay, okay. Remember, we were supposed to see Punk and Rollins, but Punk got hurt at Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Yeah, and to be honest with you, man, I really think Punk was supposed to win that Royal Rumble. That's always rumors that I heard that Punk was really gonna win that Royal Rumble. Dude, until he got hurt and he basically told Cody, throw me out. That's just rumors I heard because for the next couple weeks after Royal Rumble, shit really wasn't correct, and the crowd wasn't happy about this. They said Cody shouldn't have pointed at the WrestleMania sign. There was a lot of different things that went on at that Rumble. So until in 10 years from now, until they're on a podcast talking about really what happened, I don't think we're really going to know the truth to that part of that story.
that's probably what was supposed to happen because I think they were aiming for Punk versus Seth at that Mania, but I'm glad it didn't happen because we're getting some good shit.
Yeah, so I
But
really think Punk was supposed to throw Cody out of that battle royal.
I'd have been all right with it.
I would have been definitely all right with it. Punk was supposed to win that Rumble. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, back to I guess you what do you want to do? Do you want
We
to
jumping right into
do a
Raw.
quick, or do we want to do a quick? Hey, you know what? We had a pay-per-view last weekend. You don't want to forget about that.
What deadline?
We had our show. Our show is basically based off this. So let's just do a quick 10-minute
Listen,
rundown of what happened on Deadline, bro.
and it's crazy because
Because
that's my favorite NXT pay per view because the Iron Survivor match is one of the. It's my favorite, honestly.
so so let's mark about it.
Let's mark about it. Take me there.
All right, I'll take you there. We started off first, man, with the men's Iron Survivor match.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, one of the members was injured. Was that Eddie Thorpe got hurt, and they needed a replacement.
It needed a replacement, and it was my man.
Wowzer! I wasn't even ready. I heard the music, and I did one of these. Like
I
I
subconsciously was who I said, oh,
it,
it's my man.
I said, it's
Great
that
match, Eddie.
great.
Great
You know
match.
what? Yeah. While we're here, while we're on it. Like I said, Obafemi come out. Obafemi was the winner, so he'll be going on to the next pay per view,
New
and
Year's
he'll
Eve
be
one, I think he's gonna win.
I can't wait till he moves up to the main roster. Eddie.
Eddie is a beast.
um. Oh, I don't know. Do you have a grade for the match? I did some grading. I did a
Oh,
grading instead of
go
doing
ahead.
the 5 star. I don't know what. This is just my opinion. I thought there was so many phenomenal spots in there. There was a lot of small detailed things that I was like, oh my goodness. When excuse me, when all ego got trapped in the inside, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
His facial expressions, and then he just held his face there. Um, I, I thought it was an A+ men's match. I don't know what you thought of it.
I can't disagree with you.
I went A+.
I said I can't
Um,
disagree with you, but yeah,
okay, okay, all right.
phenomenal match.
If anybody else out there has an opinion, please throw it out there. We're gonna start doing it by grades instead of doing our 5 star match. I'm gonna start grading them. So if you want to throw your grade out there, and and please give us detail on why you graded it that way. I won't be disappointed. Um, yeah. Okay. So we both gave it an A+ match. We got both agree on the winner of the match. I like it.
Love it.
Um, our next match was two of our favorites in the female division. We had Miss Parker
Listen,
and Miss Vice.
I understand that the underground match is Lola Vice's thing, but I'm getting tired of Jada taking these L's.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's what Oba. Okay, from Eddie. What Oba did to Paige was an A+ by itself. Yes, it
Definitely,
was. Yes, it
definitely.
was. That's what I'm talking about. Uh, I like the small, finer things. That's what you're always going to catch me about. You know what I mean? I'm not like a super. I do. I like spots. I like stuff like that. But I'm about the finer details. People's facial expression tells so much to me from
Hmm.
whatever it is. Even if you're taking a backdrop to, you know what I mean, getting thrown into the post, that tells a lot about a person just by the face that they're making to me. So yes, that was a grade A spot in itself.
Great spot.
Um, but yeah, go ahead, please continue what you were saying about the losses
No, I'm
that she
just tired of
takes.
her taking all these losses, man, bro. Like
I mean,
they see she got it. Everybody sees she got it. I mean, I
because
guess it's part of the game, but
it is part of the game, and like, because I'm like, man, I don't know what she needs to work on that she's taken all these losses.
there's nothing. What is there? I mean, everybody could get a little better in the ring. She doesn't. She's not bad, bro.
If I had to nitpick, because
She got
like
the
I said,
charisma.
she, she has the charisma. If I had to like nitpick, and I could just think of something like off the top of my dome that I'm always like, um, but it's not just her; it's a couple of them. It's how they fall when they take certain moves.
Yeah,
It I wouldn't say it's lazy, but it's just not. It's sometimes, in my opinion, not a good sell. I mean, or they're trying to oversell it, and it just turns out not looking good to me. That's because we love her. So like
yeah, I'm
so for
biased.
like really like nitpick something for her. Sometimes I don't like how she takes her bumps, or if she takes like a side kick, she kind of does like a funny fall, and it just doesn't look like what's the word I want to use? It doesn't look organic.
Okay.
So, but and I'm trying to get used to these underground matches without the ropes. I'm trying to get used to it.
Listen, I missed the Raw Underground era, so it's like when they brought it back, I'm a little confused. So I had to go back and watch Raw Underground. I had to catch myself up, and it's all right. It's all right for a gimmick match. I
It's
wouldn't
already
like it
for a
as a.
gimmick
I
match.
wouldn't like it for a
Um,
show.
um, I don't know. I guess, but if I graded this match, because like I'm not a, I I thought it ended up being like a B+ or a B-. Excuse me.
I'll give it a
I
C
would.
plus because Jada lost.
Yeah, so I think I ended up grading it as a B minus because I kind of thought Lola was going to win again, but I thought there was this chance that she might not win this time.
That's her thing. They're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep her undefeated there.
I mean, because she's beat what, three people now in these matches.
Yeah,
So she's beat Baszler. Obviously, she just beat Jada, and she beat.
I forget because it was the one after I forget who that was, but let her
Okay,
keep winning those matches. Let that be her thing. I
okay,
like
but
it. I
B
like it. But
minus. What did you say your grade was? Like
she can have it. It can have a C plus because Jada lost.
super. Okay,
Yeah, he did.
okay,
And
good.
who who was it? Omos was the bodyguard. I was shocked, but yeah, I didn't miss anything. I wasn't watching at that point.
On the wait, what was that for the
Raw Underground
oh, for the
when they
Raw
was
Underground.
doing all that. So I went back to watch it when they started doing these underground matches to see
Mhm.
what I missed, and I didn't miss much.
Okay, okay, all right. So you went C plus. I went B minus.
Yeah.
All right. Next, um, we had Frazier and Axiom versus what is it? Born in Heights,
Oh, no quarter,
the new corner catch
no
crew.
quarter catch crew. Yeah. I thought that. See, I thought the L was coming, but they're keeping the titles on them.
Man, I thought the L was coming too, man. But man, was there some stuff in this because we obviously know Frazier wrestled already in the Iron Survivor.
Yeah.
So he had like the busted nose.
Hmm.
And I mean, he went through some shit in that first match. I mean,
Definitely
like I
went through
said,
some
we
shit. So
didn't dig into it,
that's why
but
I
he
thought
was.
the L was coming.
I thought the L was being served on a hot platter easily. I'm like, and man, we there was so many different spots in this match. Like I said, I had so much going on. I'm trying to watch it and I'm trying to do this and do that at the same time. But there were so many good spots. I was like, oh my goodness, this match is phenomenal. And like I said, Axiom took obviously a lot of the beating,
Yeah.
but then Frazier came in and he still took a lot and gave a lot. Man, those guys are definitely some good tag team
I like them
champions.
together. Yeah. So
And like, I'm not always a big fan of the mass wrestler, but like,
it's
again, I heard him
going.
talk a little bit more tonight, and I was like,
Hmm.
I do like him. Um, but what did you go first? What did you grade that match?
That was a that was a B plus match for me.
Man, we're right on point, man. That's what I got written here on my paper, man. I got B plus written. I thought it was a phenomenal tag team match.
Good match. Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep moving on since we have so much more to cover. Next was our NXT World Championship. Trick Williams versus Ridge Holland.
So first, before we get there,
Okay, go ahead.
what are we thinking about Ridge Holland so far?
Um, okay, like a wise man once told me, you say something positive before you say something negative.
Always.
So, so I think you're gonna kind of know where I'm gonna go with this.
Hmm.
I thought he's been. I thought the repackaged deal of him has been a lot better. Because I always just thought he was the guy that hurt Big E. So,
He
yeah,
wants you
he's
to
like,
forget that.
and they went down there, they repackaged him, they rebranded him. You know what I mean? They put a new stamp on him, and they're trying to push him to the moon. Which leads me to this. Then we come up to a big match, big match, and it just wasn't it for me. It just showed, because I don't think it's hard for Trick to have a bad match, but I just wasn't impressed. I want to say this is what they call the cool down match, and
Yeah.
and that's what it ended up turning
And
out to
it's a
be.
shame that that's your big title is the cool down match.
Because that's what it ended up being up to me. It, I'm just throwing it out there, man. when I went back and reassessed it, I'm gonna go to like a C plus, and I
I
feel like
mean,
I'm grading on a curve.
yeah,
I think
you're
I'm grading
generous.
on a curve.
You're generous.
Um, okay. What you think? Just a C?
Just a C minus.
C minus. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I just
They should have just cut that altogether.
yeah. That just wasn't it for me.
I'll
Um.
be Oba's gonna take the title.
Yes. He better take the title.
He better.
I don't need a feud. I don't need none of that. I need him. I needed him to take the
I
title
mean,
a while ago.
they have a month to build something.
Yeah. So what?
He
4 weeks
the
or
Iron
something.
Survivor. That's the feud right there,
So
bro.
let's
Like,
pump that up. Let's carry on.
and let's give him a nice little NXT title reign. Let him
Yes.
hold it until not this Stand and Deliver, but next Stand and Deliver.
And deliver, and then go ahead and move on up.
Yeah,
Moving on up.
yeah.
Move on up to the east side to that
Move on
deluxe
up.
apartment. All right. Well, let's carry on. We both graded that one. The final match of the evening was the women's Iron Survivor match.
Hey,
Boy, oh boy.
NXT has the strongest women's division
They,
you can
they
watch
and
anywhere.
I think I heard Booker T say it tonight. They have the best women's division anywhere in the United States. There's not where the best wrestle. Not like now, and to be honest, the upper tiers on Raw and SmackDown, Shawn
Now,
Michaels is Shawn Michaels is doing real good business down there.
Shawn Michaels is doing great business down there.
These
He
women,
has,
not only do they look good, they're wrestling good,
yeah,
they're talking good. They're it's like, and even the ones that were kind of shaky, you're like, okay, I see it now. Uh, I see it now. But we had a winner. Julia was our winner.
the right choice.
I thought the right choice. And I think you pointed something out to me that somebody didn't get pinned.
Stephanie Vicure didn't catch a pin the whole match, so they're keeping her looking strong, even though she didn't win the match.
Yeah. Um, man, there were so many good spots in there. The Soul Ruka double, whatever
She
she got,
she
Soul
shows out.
Snatcher.
She
She
shows out.
she shows out. I think they all did. I think it was a good showing for Sinclair too,
Yeah,
because she was out there like the whole time, and
I
that
was impressed.
I think I was very impressed. Um, there is honestly, man, that match was on fire,
Yeah,
literally.
it deserved the main event spot.
It deserved the main event. You know what? It's gonna deserve. I'm giving it an A plus.
That yeah, I'm not going to take that away from you. It's A
That's
plus.
what it deserves for me. It
So
deserved to be the main event. It lived up to the standards. I'm
and I
good with
feel like she wins.
it. She wins.
I feel like both Iron Survivors take the titles at New Year's Evil.
I think it's time to change hands for both of them. I mean, maybe it's time for Buddy to Roxanne to go head on up to the big show. Let's see who you. She
It's
could talk,
time.
and
It's
it took
time.
me a while, man. I think I'm just now finally like, you know what? She's pretty good.
She's good, man.
She's really good.
But she had to get comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. Um, yeah, man. We're at that part. Like I said, we didn't want to go there because we knew we had so much to cover. Uh, like you said, why don't we go right into Raw, man? Why don't you start it off? Oh, from
Bottom
Dave,
line,
before we end it, bottom line, NXT is killing it.
NXT is probably some of the best wrestling you can watch on TV right now.
Yeah, because one of my good friends, he goes in and out of phases of wrestling. Like, there's just times when he's just like, I'm just not into it right now. But he's been like watching it a lot more since WrestleMania. He's still hit and miss, but he's been watching it a lot more since WrestleMania. It's kind of caught his attention again. But me and him was discussing NXT kind of like while it was happening. Like I was trying to inform him on, okay, yeah, this is somebody to look for. This is, I mean, he thought the show was. I remember he was like, man, these girls. I remember him telling me like, man, I'm not a fan of women's wrestling whatsoever. He was like, but this right here caught my attention. And he
Yeah,
was telling me like pretty much like the same things we're talking about. Like, yeah, the Ridge Holland thing wasn't for him. Um, but you could, if, like I always say, if you can suck people in that hasn't watched it for a while and don't know these characters, I mean, NXT is definitely probably where you start because, like you said, they let you have more freedom down there with your move sets and the stunts you're allowed to try. So, um, NXT is smoking right now.
smoking.
But yeah, man. Oh man, like I said, we have so much to ride with. Monday Night Raw
Monday Night Raw. So, they open up with Gunther,
with Gunther, and he was interrupted.
interrupted by my man Finn.
Yeah, you've been telling me, man, you're starting to like Finn again, man. It's
I mean, it's not that I didn't. It's just like, how long can you be this? Finn was generic,
bland.
very bland, and it's like, he wasn't always generic and bland, but this is what they gave you.
He went through a
So
small, like he went through a good year and a half of just like Gunther said tonight or last night. He was kind of said he was kind of riding Damien's coattails. Gunther be
Gunther,
talking crazy, bro.
yo, he be talking bad to people, bro. He be talking so bad to people, and I love it.
In the most respectfully way, he be telling you the
Disrespectful.
truth. He be telling you the truth about yourself.
It be all facts. It's so disrespectful the way, like,
So, so, and I know he can't wait to get some of these lines out. Yeah, because I'm like, oh man, he sneak dissing people
I don't know how he don't crack.
because he's smoking right now. But he was interrupted by Finn. Um, and this was actually like the throw off part to me too for a second there. Um, Obviously, Judgment Day tried to jump him, and Damien came out to kind of like back him.
Yeah, and then
I'm
he
like, okay, because you kind of seen them giving Gunther a little bit of like a small face turn. I don't know if you've been kind of I mean, he's Gunther, but there's been kind of like I said, with him being a little bit weaker and right now,
they've
showing
been
he's
making
a
it
little
look.
bit weaker.
It hasn't been much. He can be beat. Basically, is what they're trying to show you, but
Mm,
it
uh,
did look a little bit like he might have been going. You know
Giving
what
a
I'm
little face,
saying?
but the
Then he
minute
turns around and beats Damien's ass too. Like,
May turns around, clobbers Davian. It makes a statement like,
I love that man, bro.
Man, it's going to be hard to peel me away from Gunther for a long, long time. Like I said, ever since he's gotten that microphone, it just changed everything.
They let
And
him
that was from
loose.
that night versus Jay Uso on. It's literally, I'll never forget that night because I was like, this night right here is the night that makes him. This night right here makes him beyond top tier.
Finn wants that title back so bad, he can taste it. He technically never lost it. Yeah, Dave, you're right. And I feel like it might not happen soon, but he's gonna get that title. Everything's
I
lining up.
I can see. Yeah, yeah, you're right. He technically never did lose it. Obviously, Gunther brought that up too. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he blew his opportunity because he got hurt. I mean, and yeah, he's kind of been floating since. That sucks. For a lot of people because when you get hurt early like that, they at that time there was obviously different ownership, but they held that shit against you. Like, I mean, you obviously seen he's never really been back at the top. They never even really gave him a chance.
Never
Again, like
really gave him a chance. So it's satisfying to see him in the main event scene fighting for
in
the
the main
title.
event scene. And obviously, headed towards Saturday, they turned this match. Now it went from Gunther and Finn to now it's Gunther, Finn, and Damien.
Yeah, so we have that extra guy in there to take a pin if they're going to take it off of
It is
Gunther.
that extra guy it always determines something. We always know something could be going down from
But it's
there.
like, if you're going to keep it on Gunther, it's going to be Finn taking a pin because you want to build Damien to be a big face going forward, right? Dave chiming in. I feel the guy who's getting screwed and all of this is Priest. Yeah, because it,
I'm still Priest is mediocre. Like
you still think he's mediocre.
yeah, man. I know where he's at and I know where he's gonna be, but it's still just like
There
I'm
wasn't.
just kind of I like him, but I'm just like
I understand he was already this goth type character, but it's like that was the Judgment Day, like this dark
yeah.
goth. You it didn't give me enough separation. His music, nothing didn't give me enough separation from Judgment Day.
I think
I,
you're helping me with my point too. So
you
now
he needs
it's time to like you got to figure out something to separate yourself.
yeah,
You said that's
exactly.
what I was trying to get out, and it just wasn't
It's
coming
a
to me.
word
But
for
that's
it, but
yeah.
he needs
But
to.
once you said it, it was like that's what the issue
It needs to
is.
be some type of evolution to his character.
Yes,
Because look at
absolutely.
Gunther. He's coming out in jeans, and it used to be just straight suits, right?
Yep. And every once in a while, Priest is the
Priest is
third wheel.
definitely the third wheel in this match. He's probably there to eat the pin.
Yeah. But I mean, I think this is going to be a really good triple threat.
It's going to be a great triple threat. There's not a lot of Gunther matches that are bad.
I ain't seen to one yet. I ain't seen one yet. It doesn't happen.
Can't really point out a lot of bad Finn ones either.
You can't. I remember my best friend used to really hate Finn. He used to be like, he can't be coming out gyrating like that, and, and I always thought that yeah, he just didn't like the gyrating, man. He wasn't feeling that. So, and I'm just like, man, dude's kind of all right, man. He's like, nah, he ain't it. And I'm like, man, this interest don't do nothing for you. He was
Come
like,
on,
no, that
man.
makes it even worse. So he just didn't like
No.
the whole gyrating himself around. But I do. I mean, I've never not been a fan of Finn. Like I said, he's just kind of always been because he always has good matches. He does what he's supposed to do. He sells well. He does everything right. Like I said, but sometimes it's them accents on people too.
The
And I
Irish
hate to be
accent.
yeah, I hate to be judgmental because that sounds like I'm being judgmental and racy. But I don't want to sound that like that.
They like their Irish chant like Becky.
They do
They
if they
love it.
don't hold it against them. I just be like, man. Sometimes I'd be like, it's like I couldn't listen to Becky Lynch talk for like more than like 10 minutes. I would seriously have to leave the room. I'm
Damn.
like, I'd be like, you have to stop talking like that. And there's nothing that she can do. Shut up. I'd be like, can you please like change your voice? Because I can't deal with you just talking to me like this. It's just
Get
like,
her to have an American accent. She needs to like
yeah, and I don't want. I'm sounding real racy right
because
now, but I don't.
I'm not judging. I'm listening. I'm not judging. If
Okay.
she does have a very deep Irish accent. I just don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Finn's
I
ain't as
mean,
bad.
yeah, who's
WWE is thankful Finn never left the company. There was a time Finn was getting screwed. If you got, yeah, I mean, I'm a big Finn fan, so I definitely remember. Um, there's no reason why it should have took this long for him to be in the main event scene
yeah.
at this level.
No, not at all. I like you said. Yeah, because I mean, I felt like yeah, was yeah, they passed it on to a lot of people since then.
Yeah,
But I mean, I always we feel like guys like Sammy could have had their hands on it by now. We feel like Owens could have been champion, but
this,
there was.
but we said this a couple months ago. Since Triple H is in charge of creative, we just got to be patient. It might take a couple years to see significant change, but we're going to see the change. The guys that he picked to be champion initially will eventually be champion. We see it happening. Finn's back in the main event scene. You know what I'm saying? Andrade's back. That's obviously one of his boys.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I keep forgetting about Andrade. He drains to me. He drains quickly. Like yeah, I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god, he does wrestle there. What's up, gentlemen? Hey, Paul, thanks for checking in with
Paul, what's
us. I
going
can't wait
on?
till WWE hit that rated R each week. Well, Paul, kind of got some bad news for you. We just got, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago, Mr. Khan said, no, we're still going to stay semi PG 13, yada, yada, yada. There was like, you might have missed that. I know you're a busy guy. Um, yeah, there was a big post out that they were going to kind of still say PG 13. Now, obviously, I think they're going to get a little more edgy. I feel like you have to. Um,
Yeah, we never know what we're gonna get though. That first show on Netflix is gonna be big though. That's pay-per-view worthy.
it's going to be pay per view worthy. I think they're going to get a little edgy, but I don't think they're really. I think
They
since he said something now, I think they are going to still try to watch what
they
they
don't
do.
have to limit their curse words.
They
That's
don't.
that's probably the most we'll get out of them. You might get a little bit of blood here and there, but
Yeah. But again, like they just put on a phenomenal cage match without any blood at all.
none.
Done. That's that's storytelling, man. There's no obviously a couple people got broken bones, but nobody was out there bleeding. Nobody like it's not needed all the time,
It's not.
and that's where some of these other people get confused. It
That's
does.
where the whole concept of a blood feud comes in. It's not really a blood feud yet. It's a feud
It's a feud.
between blood, but it doesn't have to
Make
come down to
don't give
people.
me so, sometimes like I don't want my meal before I get the appetizer. Yeah,
Exactly.
like you know what I mean. Sometimes I want pretzel bites first. Yeah, I mean like I don't want to get my meatloaf mashed potatoes. I don't want all that the first time that it's happening. Yes,
That's where yeah. I'm I'm gonna say it. John Moxley ruined blood and wrestling.
ruined it.
Two, 2 minutes into your match, bro. You wanna
Two 2 minutes in, man, you need a
come
blood
on, man.
transfusion. I
Come
just
on,
don't.
bro.
I just
Come
don't see
on.
why 2 minutes into a match that we need to have. Somebody might need a blood transfusion. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what are we doing here, man? That like the art of storytelling is so important to me. I know I post it like every other week because I'm like, oh my god, they did this 8 years ago and they're spinning it back. Like
Hmm.
this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how you keep your people engaged. This is how you get fans from the age 5 until they're 60
Drunk plumber Moxley.
standing in front of your TV being such the drunk plumber. And yes, I am a Jim Cornette fan.
Hey, be a fan of who you're a fan of. You will get no judgment from us.
Nah, we're this judge free zone here. Like I mean, like I said, I mean, we do watch AEW, so we do critique it. I mean, do we hate all of it? No, but we're just not like I said, I mean he's put me onto it. Okay, Dave says I'm still waiting for Edge to destroy Judgment Day. It never happened before he left us. He promised he was going to do it. Yeah. No, we're just gonna go ahead and keep running this story. Now he on the injury list, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer because he was the prime example of how not to jump off a cage, and it
And they
still
did it.
seemed like everybody did that except for Jimmy Uso. He was the only casualty of breaking his toe by accident.
At least it's just his toe.
Um, it was just his toe, and that could happen to anybody, man. But that's not how you. I don't know why. I don't know how that happened to people, man. like I said, that table exploded in like three pieces when he busted. So, and like
Hmm.
I said, you seen him land on his feet, so I knew that wasn't a good
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, yeah, bro. He's supposed to be all right now. He's just
he's
filming
gonna
filming
he's gonna take the
TV.
time.
Reed broke his ankles. Yeah, they say he's not even going to make Mania.
Yeah, that's over, man. You said Jimmy's all right now,
Who?
or
Edge.
Edge. Edge is okay now.
Supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back to that company neither. I would take as much
He's
time as.
gonna go back. He's gonna take that because he's gonna go back.
Yeah, he's still got to go get their world championship once, huh? Ugh.
You know it's gonna happen, but you know they want to do that. They want to do that last tag team run, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ugh.
You
Ugh.
see how that worked for Jeff and Matt? It didn't. So I
Man,
would
it
just
didn't work. Man, just leave it alone. Certain
just
times
leave
we
them
just gotta
alone,
leave certain things alone. I was never thrilled to
especially
see.
over there because they don't. I don't even want to talk about it.
He gave
What?
me one of the biggest moments in WWE when he returned, and then he went over there, and I'm just like, man, why are you doing this to yourself, bro?
Come on, bro. We have to call you Adam Copeland.
We gotta call you
You're
Adam
gonna
Cole.
make us. You're gonna make us call you by your real name.
I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. All your rights is over there, big dog. That you supposed if you're really gonna hang it up, man. I get it, man. That I will tell you for okay. Oh boy, another washed up husband winning the AEW.
It's gonna
Listen,
happen.
I mean,
Because
yeah,
because they don't build new stars.
no.
It's like they'll give somebody the spotlight and they'll have it for a couple weeks, couple months, and then is you don't see them for a couple months. There's
Mhm.
no reason why Wardlow shouldn't have had a world title by now.
Absolutely, he'll always be edge to us.
Always.
It's just hard when you're watching a show. Like I said, I don't know how much you guys dig into it. Like, I mean, we try. We text each other like, hey, we even try to remind each other it's on. That's how
I,
much
I
we.
used to watch it every week for like 3.5 years straight, and then it just
Yeah, then you got me watching this, and I'm like, you're explaining to me like I'm a first timer, and I'm just like, I'm like, bro, this is
we
hard to
was at the
follow.
third show, the third ever Dynamite.
That's so crazy. Yeah, like yeah, we went to the third over dynamite. That was that was in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
Um, and like I said, it sucks because I kind of like don't remember anything that happened that night.
Swear, man, that's probably one of the main reasons I try to tune in is because I like Swerve.
Uh,
Swerve is great.
yeah, I do like Swerve. I don't like that he has to jab himself with needles and stuff like that
Listen,
neither. That like what? Why? Why? If you're as good as you say you are, this is my thing. Is if you are as good as you say you are, you don't have to do all of that to prove like we already I don't care what anybody says. I'm always and I'm gonna stick by it, I'm gonna stand by it. Pro wrestlers are some of the toughest people in the world. I don't give a shit what anybody else is gonna say. The people are gonna say it's fake. I'm gonna tell you they can straight out, flat out kiss my ass. You have to be some of the toughest people in the world because they say, oh, they're not punching you or they're not doing this. Okay, so McGurk, what happens when you throw this punch and you can't calculate it and you punch me in the face? You know how many times that happens?
listen.
Do you know how many times you get sucker punched right in the mouth when you think, hey, he's not gonna hit me right now, and he cold cocks you?
And some people are crazy enough to just take it.
Sometimes you have to. You ain't got no choice but to be taking these punches in the face, and it's the heat of the moment. So I don't
It
think that you need to be doing hitting people with bricks, doing power drivers on the steel steps. You don't have to do all that, and you will still get the same reaction out of the crowd
yeah,
from a flying European uppercut. You're gonna get the
definitely.
same reaction. It's all in how you get to that move. It's not about, dumping 47,000 thumbtacks and you just doing 6 Canadian destroyers on them to prove you guys are tough. No, you're only proving you're fucking stupid. Excuse my language.
Hey, bro, yeah, because they're ruining moves.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. You know what? I don't even want to talk about that shit. No, I don't even want to mark about that shit no more, bro.
no, we're good, bro.
Well,
Hey,
let's get
maybe we can take a show dedicated
yeah, and
to
we
just
how
picking
much?
on them because look, I want to like you. I want you to succeed, but
Okay, and Eddie says, how much blame does Mick Foley deserve for bringing a lot of crap like thumbtacks into wrestling? Okay,
I wouldn't
uh,
put all the blame on Mick Foley because
we can't because we had a whole company.
they were just doing what they were doing down in Philly
Yeah,
at
they
that
had a
point.
whole company based off that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't like hardcore wrestling. I've done quite a few stupid stunts myself. You know what I mean? That I'm like, oh yeah. But I always felt like there was a time and a place for that. There was never a time where I
Like he
felt
said
like,
with Swerve, like you said with Swerve, there's no reason to take a needle on TV. And why are we using needles?
why are we why are we burning each other's houses down to tell a story when you got a story over here in the other company where it's over a $1 bracelet?
I can't wait till WWE goes Netflix. Because really,
How do you feel it's going to change the atmosphere? Um, you want to go 1st?
how do you feel Netflix is going to change the atmosphere?
Yeah,
We already see how it's changing. They're getting ready from the cinematics of it to the
yeah,
content. I don't think there's gonna be a set time. M- Maybe a Monday we'll get 2.5 hours. Maybe we'll get 3 hours another week. It
yeah.
just depends on what kind of story they got to tell.
Uh,
I yeah,
yeah. I kind of think uh I think The Rock already set the tone as far as it may go. I
yeah.
think The Rock I think he came right in like with him whooping Cody ass like that and him, swearing like even during Mania, I think The Rock kind of set the tone for it. So okay, we kind of know what we're gonna get a little bit. I think he's always gonna be that edgy. He's gonna be super edgy because we've seen The Rock be so commercial before.
He
Now I
opens the
think
show.
yeah, so now I think we're gonna get The Rock to where he's using all this movie training to he's going to be such a great character, probably just firing off at the mouth, which he's already been great at that, but I think he's going to step it up a little more. And I think it will be a little bit more edgy, but I think they still want to keep that base because obviously kids follow music now, so if you take it, people follow what they see now. People don't have like minds of their own. So you can
Exactly.
I feel like you do have to have some sort of tone because I remember we was walking around school saying suck it. You know what I mean? We're flipping birds at teachers the minute they turn, like everything that we seen, we was
Yeah,
monkey.
I'm getting on top of the bleachers, dropping elbows like we're doing it.
Man, I done did some shit in school that I probably still, I gotta, every time I tell you about it, I gotta say it allegedly happened because I don't know if I still might owe them for detention or something. I get nervous every time I see Mr. Sivis. I'm like, oh man, he gonna still tell me I owe this man some nights of detention.
So they
So
also said, as far as Netflix, everything is going to be broadcasted live. So when they're in the UK, we're gonna have to watch Raw at what 1, 2.
okay, okay.
Or what is it? A 6 hour difference. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
tune in at
Wait.
two
So
o'clock.
oh man, they know I don't like taking
I
these
mean,
plane
it'll be
rides.
available right after it's off.
Yeah, but it's not. By that time, the internet done
We
told you
then
they
told
be
you
doing
everything,
this.
but yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, that's everything. If Raw is in the UK, we'll have to watch it at.
Man, man, they ain't shit for that, man. They had us up at like 5 in the morning one time, man, trying to watch a pay per
I
view and shit.
hope I hope they wouldn't have Raw anywhere where I'm gonna have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to
No,
watch, because it's not gonna happen.
I'm not doing that no more, man. I was messed up for like 2, 3 days from trying to get up and watch that shit. Uh, not to change the subject. Hey, that's fine, man. We're here to chat. Like sometimes we don't want to always like run
I
too
feel
late.
like
But if you're
I
here
feel
enjoying the
like
show, we're gonna talk. We're gonna answer questions. We're gonna have a good time.
that first Raw on Netflix, we're gonna see Cena.
Yeah,
There's
we're
no
gonna
way
see.
we're not going to. They want that show stacked. It's going to be a pay-per-view PLE caliber
Oh,
show.
oh, yeah. Cena shows up because he got to throw
Plus,
his
we're
hat.
starting his retirement tour, so
Yeah, and he got to throw his hat right in the Royal Rumble right now. He
yeah.
got to be he gonna be the first person to throw his hat in the Royal Rumble.
Was he the first? Didn't
No,
somebody already do it?
somebody did. Punk throw his hat in. Does that did the promo
It
end like that?
counts. He pointed at the imaginary WrestleMania sign. I'm pretty
Mm.
sure he declared.
You know what? You know what, bro? You're right. He did throw his hat in.
I guess we were getting there.
Okay, okay. So he did throw his hat in.
So he's
Okay,
declared, but yeah, um, I can't wait to have that face to face.
that's a classic face to face, man. That's
Classic,
how we went out the door.
classic, classic.
So it's a
So
good way to kind of have. And they already said they wanted to get it in one more time.
that
I mean,
first,
CM Punk said some of his best matches.
the hardcore type matches should be the end of the blood.
Absolutely. The only time some blood should come out is when it's the end of the feud, it's the end of the road. And again, you don't always need it.
I feel like it has to be real personal. Like when Kevin Owens finally goes for Sammy, I feel like it might deserve some blood just because of their history and where that feud's going to go.
Words can be.
I wouldn't be mad if we got blood in that feud.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a person who's thirsty for blood. I don't need it all the time. You know me, Kirk. I don't even do scary movies. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't watched a scary movie since Thriller and Pet Cemetery. So I seen them two movies. I'm like, nah, that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So um, I was thinking Saturday Night Event as a start to the show. Wait, I'm kind of confused there. Wait, I was thinking, did I read that wrong?
It's a
It
start.
was, I was thinking Saturday Night Event as a
Start to
start.
what?
Which show? I'm confused. You want to reiterate on that a little bit, bud? And we'll come back to that. Just reiterate on that because we're both kind of like we might have just read that wrong. Um, but yeah, I'm not thirsty for blood all the time. Like I was just saying and joking with you, but I was dead ass serious. I ain't watched
Unnecessary.
yeah, I ain't watched a scary movie since Thriller, Pet Cemetery.
Oh, that's a possibility. I guess he could show up at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, we're gonna get right to that too. Probably here in the next 5 minutes of Saturday Night Main Event. So we're not keeping up everybody and draining everybody. But like I said, if you're enjoying the show, we'll answer the questions. We'll mark about it. Um, yeah, I'm not a guy who needs it. Like I'm all about if you can go out there and tell me. I mean, like you said, you seen nobody was bleeding in Roman and Cody's match. You know,
No,
like did I mean so did and we all think that was a great WrestleMania match. We think um obviously CM Punk and Drew they had
The
some
Rock
blood in
made
their
Cody
match.
bleed, and I liked it. I liked it.
Did he make him bleed at WrestleMania though,
No,
or
no, no,
was
no. It was
no?
when it was when
He
he
did it
drug him
before.
across the backstage.
Yeah, when he whooped his ass, bro.
Eileen,
Hey
what's going
Eileen,
on?
thanks for checking in with us. Good to see you again. Um, yeah, he beat his ass. That had nothing to even do with WrestleMania. That was weeks before. So, that was gold. It
but it
told us
wasn't for
something.
nothing.
It
It wasn't
wasn't
for
for
nothing.
nothing. He wanted to rub the blood on the belt. It told more of the story. There was so much movie art there that it made sense that that worked out for us.
And we're getting a lot of that.
Yeah,
Tell
we're
me
getting
about that Kevin Owens interview in the car. Like that was
the
something
Kevin
good.
Owens, man, the promos for weeks now. I thought that was great, man. Him kicking Cole out the car and then telling him to come back and roll the window out. Gold,
Gold.
pure gold. Um, Following up on Raw though, didn't we also have another didn't we have another match qualifying for that for the ladies intercontinental? Did we have another match or am
Is it
I
the
see you reading that comment, so go ahead and you can read
No,
that
I see,
comment.
he said he got himself detention a few times. The male teachers didn't appreciate his Rick Rude impersonation, calling them those fat out of shape sweat
Whoa,
hogs.
you were diabolical in school. You were a menace. I don't
Hey,
think
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not. It's a judge free zone. But you know what? Rick Rude was a little bit before. I mean, I wouldn't say he wasn't before my wrestling time, but I wasn't. I was still trying to get my S's and not get U's and like. We did not get actual grades yet when Rick Rude and them were running around. I wasn't getting actual grades yet, so it was like S for satisfactory, U for unsatisfactory. So I wasn't at that point in my life yet. I was more or less at the point. I was really at the point when I was like I said, I was saying suck it. You know,
Hmm.
a lot of Austin middle fingers. I'm smelling what the Rock was cooking.
A lot of sucking.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Definitely, I was definitely around for the Rick Rude era. Oh my God, Rick Rude he was somebody that should have been a world champion at one point in time.
Yeah.
He was definitely one of those guys that should have. And yes,
Um,
yeah, yeah, no, didn't Lyra Valkyria win that? I'm
Lyra
sorry.
Valkyria.
Yeah, sorry,
Dakota
got sidetracked,
Kai
guys.
wrestled Liv Morgan.
Uh,
Dakota
is
Kai
that what it
wrestled
was?
Dakota Kai wrestled Liv Morgan, and your
Oh,
your
yes.
favorite your favorite stable came out and cost Dakota Kai to win. Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah, but didn't we also? Then we got no, my favorite. Don't try to play me like that. Don't try to play me like that. No, my favorite. Io Sky came out and made the hot save, if I'm correct.
Made the hot save because because we got the little damage control Pure Fusion Collective feud going on, so they cost her the match with Liv. But Lyra Valkyria won the qualifying match
Yes.
that was last night.
Which like I said, we've been thinking for a couple weeks. They've been trying to build her anyway.
I mean, Dakota Kai won the other one. Was she in is she in the other one?
I think she won the other one on SmackDown. That's what happened. Yes,
Okay, because I know no,
there was a lot that went down.
I think she's in the other side of the bracket, so I think it's gonna end. Or is she? Listen, don't get me
No,
down.
Tiffany Stratton won. Excuse
Tiffany
me.
Stratton.
Excuse me. I'm checking my notes here. Tiffany Stratton won. She beat Naomi and Elektra Lopez.
Okay,
And I think
so we're getting.
so. We're
Are we
getting down to
getting?
the nitty gritty here for these
Because
championship
we
matches.
got the matches the final matches are this week, right? Let me
I would
see.
say, don't we have Becky and or excuse me, Becky, Bailey and
Yeah, it's gonna be Bailey or Chelsea Green versus Michin or Tiffany Stratton, and then yeah,
okay, all right. But these matches aren't going to be until is this Raw Netflix? Or
I know for sure the Women's United States Championship match is gonna be on main event.
that'll be okay. So that'll be this Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're going to make
So
our way
yeah,
there.
Dakota Kai and it's gonna end up being Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria,
Okay,
right? Because they're on opposite ends of
Yeah.
the brackets.
Yes. Which we kind of seen this coming.
Yeah,
And that's not gonna they're not gonna have that match until Raw, Netflix.
probably
Okay.
because they introduce that belt a little bit later. That's why we're having the United States final so soon.
This week.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Um
because
yeah,
what they introduce them what 2 weeks apart.
yes. Man, there's something else we gotta talk about here too, real quick. The New Day.
Listen,
I know it took us a while to get there, but man, that New Day thing was hot
so
Monday.
we did talk about we talked about the promo last week.
Yes. Where
So when
they
they came into the arena today, everybody was just like kind of giving them the cold shoulder.
they was getting a cold shoulder from everybody.
Cody told them, "Look, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves."
Ashamed of yourself. And I mean, they felt like they had a grievance on. I mean, they wanted to explain themselves,
They wanted to explain themselves.
but man, they was getting the old Dominic treatment out there.
Listen,
It,
that was I was gonna say that they definitely had Dominic heat. That's a thing now because you ain't getting heat if you ain't getting Dominic heat, and they couldn't
you're
even
getting
speak.
that heat. It
New
was
Day sucks.
New Day sucks. We want Big E.
What is this 2015, bro?
They got we got exactly what we wanted. I was like, yo, this is smoking hot right
Smoking. So like, is Biggie coming back? Is he secretly cleared and we just don't know it? Because
why would you do this?
the
Like,
moment he the moment he comes back, if he were to come back, he's gonna get the biggest reaction.
it's, when he
Where do
comes
we
back,
go, bro? Like
I don't know where we go with this, but you're gonna have them at their hottest point we've seen in a very long time. You
very
gotta
long
ride.
time, and it needed to happen.
You gotta ride with this. Um, that was something else that holy cow, the New Day had heat, man.
Hmm.
They, they did everything good too, man. Xavier, I love it. Finally, New Day has something new besides the old stuff they've been doing for years.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
time to
man.
throw that. It's time to throw that stuff away, man. It's been a lot of comedy and
Yeah,
just them being there. Like, let's do something.
yeah, man. So sometimes you always go to like you go and you're always like, yeah, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm because I order this all the time. I order this all the time. I order this all the time. Like sometimes you're like, hey, you know what? I want that same thing, but I want you to spice it up. You know what I mean? Why throw some buffalo sauce on that.
Just a
Like
little bit of buffalo
just give me
sauce.
some buffalo sauce. You know what I mean? I
Just a
want it
little bit.
spicy. So yeah, New Day was definitely due for a change, man. Because like I said, things ran its course,
And
and
mo-
again, they did it the right way. They gave us another quick change. Excuse me. They did it at the right time, and boom, we were all shocked. I
and
like
then these guys don't even think they're the bad guys in this situation, bro.
every- everybody, everybody's running with this. I don't think I'm the bad guy. And some of them are making good cases. So, are we gonna get Big E back, bro? I do not know, but
I don't
man,
know, but I hope so. Cause man, what we're walking into money here.
we're walking into money here. Yeah, I can't wait to see these new T-shirts and everything else. Um, but was there anything else on Raw we needed
Listen,
to be?
you heard Big E was cleared. Listen, I hear a lot of things.
I heard
I
it too.
hope he's
I heard
cleared.
it too, but I'm gonna just tell you from I'm just giving a random thought. I think when I see Big E on TV, I feel like he's still not moving his neck properly, like at all. I feel like his movements are still like stiff, like you know what I'm saying. I feel like he's doing some now. Is he selling? Maybe
It could be a work, bro.
it could be a work, and I'm not, and hey, that's part of it. But it's just me. And maybe if you guys get a chance, maybe watch one of the pre-shows before one of the next pay-per-views, and just kind of look at how Big E is when he's sitting there on the panel. Maybe kind of look at him and maybe do your own assessment, because I can't tell. I think I for one I don't think Big E's going to be wrestling for a while. I think from my eye test says I think he's still moving not right. But this is what they're in the business for, of selling
Yeah.
us anything. So maybe he is cleared and he's he's working us. And Dave is saying, yeah, he doesn't look right to me neither. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. So obviously you got a good look at him too. So maybe you think, I mean, from your eye test, maybe you're seeing the same thing. Like you said, Kurt, maybe it's a work though, bro. But again, I thought that New Day, I thought that they're headed in the right direction. Um, are we missing anything else from Raw, or do we want to go ahead and recap Saturday and call it a night? Get ready for Saturday. I'm sorry. Do we want to do our quick predictions for Saturday? What do we have?
Yeah, we can run it down. We might as well just start with the top prize, and we got no. We'll start at the bottom. We got Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn.
Um, I okay. If I'm just going to do my prediction, oof,
I
oh
think
boy,
Sammy wins by way of Jay.
I kind of think Jay's going to come back and kind of cost Drew, because, like I've been saying for the last year, Drew is at his hottest point when he's being screwed over. So if he's about to beat Sammy and Jay pops up, he's gonna want. I think that'll be a good little feud for Jay too. I think they'll be able to tell a good little story out of it. So maybe, okay, yeah, I like that.
So they're going to crown a women's United States champion.
And
Now it's either going to be Bailey or Chelsea Green versus Mi Chin or Tiffany Stratton. I think it's gonna be Chelsea Green versus Mi Chin.
uh, uh, yeah, you're probably. I think you're probably right about that. I had to think, because this tournament isn't actually over yet until Friday.
Right.
So you know where I've been. Chelsea Green. I think she's deserved to be in this position for a long time. So I think we're going to
She
get
does her
Chelsea
job
Green.
so well.
Does her job so well. So I think we are. I think we're going to get Chelsea and Meechin again. Run it back one more time. Chelsea Chelsea pulls the dub, and then we get Chelsea and who on side it would be. Or yeah, Chelsea. I think Chelsea finally they pull the trigger and give it to Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what I want. But in all actuality,
They do what they want.
they do what they want. So, moving on, we got the women's world championship. Liv Morgan defends against Io Sky, your girl.
Um, man, oh man. Um, I guess they're gonna let Liv retain. I don't know. I do not know, man, because Io and Rhea had a little interaction on on Raw. So I would love to see Io take the championship back and Liv and Rhea end this shit here soon, and then maybe Io and Rhea they're gonna have a great match.
I don't think Io wins it.
I don't think so neither. That's what I want.
That's what you want. I understand because I like Liv. I like Io more though.
I do. I like Liv. I felt like Io's last title run kind of went underrated. They didn't realize how good she was until after it was like over.
But it's like they're pulling him into this feud with Pure Fusion Collective. So are they going to put the title on her?
You're probably right. Probably not. I think this Liv and you're probably out. Obviously, absolutely right. This Liv and Rhea thing
But
got to
why
go.
give her? Why give her the number one contender? Didn't she win something?
Yeah, she
It was a
won.
battle royal. Was it a battle royal?
Yeah, she won that battle royal.
Like why you could have
I
anybody
think
could
they
have won.
just want to show that she is strong.
Anybody could have won and lost though.
Dave prediction. Liv retains. You're probably
Liv
right.
retains. Liv
You're probably
retains.
right, Big Dave. Oh,
So Liv retains.
okay.
But we got the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Finn versus Damien.
I'm just gonna go with Gunther retains. I just don't.
Damien needs the pin.
Damien gets pinned.
Yeah.
It's just so Finn could finally get his one-on-one match with Gunther. It
Yeah.
gives him still a grievance that he never got pinned. You're absolutely right. Gives him a grievance that he never got pinned. He finally gets his one-on-one match with Gunther.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be a hard-hitting triple threat match.
Plus, I think Finn's about to get booted from the Judgment Day anyway. So here's a face turn coming there.
Yeah. I still think Liv is screwed, or they kicking Dom out. Something don't seem right, man. There's a lot of decisions.
Just this, just
Ooh,
because, just the inner.
Dave said he thinks they pull the
I
trigger.
would like it. I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't have a problem with it, Dave. I wouldn't have a problem with it, but yes, I would. I'm lying straight. I'm
I would
lying.
have a problem with them. Yeah, I
I
would
looked
like it,
directly in this
but I
camera
would
and lied, didn't I? I looked directly in this camera and lied, man.
not
I'd
her.
have a I'd have a real problem with it, man. I don't want Gunther to lose the belt. Let me quit lying to y'all.
I don't want Gunther to lose the belt, but I wouldn't mind if Finn won. But I don't think we should take it off of Gunther so soon,
No,
man.
no, not so soon. Not so soon. And what's and is this the last match?
The last match is Cody versus Kevin.
Now,
I say pull the trigger on Kevin getting the title.
if you pull the trigger anywhere, you got to pull the trigger on Kevin getting the title. If there's
There's
any,
no reason why Kevin doesn't just come in here and demolish Cody.
because we know what kind of champion. Because yeah, and we can even. I mean, man, I think there's so much we can do. What happens?
It's not gonna happen, but
Well, you know who we haven't seen in a couple weeks?
who's that? Randy.
Mr. RKO
You didn't
himself.
mention inadvertently he could inadvertently cost either one of them the match.
That's how I would love to see it though. I would love to see Orton accidentally cost Cody. Now you know what I mean? And I think we're building to have Kevin win the championship. It would go nuts. Now you have this little thing where he accidentally cost Cody because I still think Orton, you can't trust him, man. He was doing some real shady things.
You can't trust him, but why would you cost him the belt? Kaiser screws Gunther, Finn wins. You think Kaiser screws Gunther?
Man, that's a tough one. I don't know if his loyalty. I think his loyalty still is way too deep. But you never know. I mean, that man, you kind of got our minds spinning right
It
now.
would be random because they've been real good at leading you there without making it
Without
seem
actually.
like they're
Mm-hmm.
because just like what I was saying with like the facial expressions during that backstage segment with Finn and Liv, and had some of the things she was saying was kind of like snarky, like
Kind of sketchy.
yeah, like
And then when Finn left, though, she was right back up under Dome.
yeah.
Man, she's a hoe, man. They got to get her out of there, man. If Owens beats Cody, should Orton take the title off Owens? Man, that's a good way to get it on him again. I just think Orton. I think Orton's being dirty somewhere along this line.
I mean, he's the Viper. He's gonna strike somewhere, you know.
He's gonna strike, and we're gonna be like, "What?" And we've seen it. We've seen it coming a mile away. But when he does, so I don't know. Somebody had told me they had a really good feeling. So That's my underdog pick of the night. I say Kevin Owens. I say Kevin Owens takes the championship.
I just don't see them taking the championship off of Cody.
I know why you're saying that. I mean, he's our golden boy right now. But you can get him this title back as soon as possible.
He
It
can get the
doesn't.
title back as soon as possible, but and that's what I would do. Because I
Okay.
don't think the
No, you're absolutely right. There was something a little there, but he did turn it up since then. I think he's gonna. I think they're gonna get him to that Intercontinental title.
it's
That's just
always
my
been that
opinion,
type
Dave.
of
But you're
like
absolutely right too, Dave.
it's always been that type of like tough love and Imperium,
Mhm.
you
It
know.
always has been that tough love in Imperium, and then I think when he finally gets a title, I think Gunther's like, I knew you could do it,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, but hey, you could be right. There could be something there. It did seem like there was something there. I like these hypotheticals. Keep them coming.
So
Uh,
like before before we wrap it up,
Cody is too hot. I know. Cool Eddie there, man, my man.
it's not that he's hot. It's just we know that they want to do certain things with him as
They
far
know
as the
he's
title is concerned.
yeah. They know he's the golden
There's a
child.
lot of more it's but
Trust me, I'm over it by now, though. I don't care what you do.
I don't mind the look. The story is finished. You can drop the title anytime
And
now.
I never wanted. I wanted them to keep the book open. I didn't even want them to. I didn't ever want him to win in the first
You
damn
wanted to
place.
keep going.
Yeah,
You ain't
but
got to
I
worry
mean,
about hearing about it no more after this. And if he dropped
yeah.
this title,
So
man, like
yeah, so you're right. He is too hot for them to take it off. Like I said, that's my underdog pick. Now, if we come back to this, I want my money. I, I want my money. That's my
yeah,
underdog pick for the night.
because it's
Oh,
like what are we predicting that every title changes
screw
hands?
Cody getting tired of him. Thank you, Dave.
So like we need to is Drew the wrestler of the year?
Oh, do we need to discuss Wrestler of the Year? Is it that time?
I mean, we might need an episode for it, but
You know what? You know what? We're just. How about next week? We're just gonna start the show off before we get into anything. Let's do our Wrestler of the Year. Gives you a week to really dig deep into it. Is Drew your wrestler? We'll dig deeper. We'll dig deeper into it next time. I would send Kaiser down to NXT. This is from Eddie. I would send Kaiser down to NXT and have him win the big title there and have a good 6 months reign. Then bring him back as a challenger for Gunther. Oh
no.
man, I think he's worn his course in NXT already when he had the tag team situation. Cause I mean, I think they kind of wasted away him and his tag team partner, and because they could have won tag team straps up on the main show.
They should have.
They should
During
have.
that intercontinental reign, there's no reason why they shouldn't have had tag team titles at some point. But you wanted to have them unify for whatever reason.
I would have let them carry him unified. Hell no. What was that? Hell no, Dave. On go back to NXT. You're saying?
Nah, keep him there, man. If anything, keep him feuding
Oh,
with Braun. I like it. I like
oh
what
yeah,
they're
he's
doing.
in a great. Like he is in a good spot right now. Just the Intercontinental division.
Let him.
He's not ready for this
If
tier.
anything, since we got this portal open, let him go over. Let him go over and compete for the United States title.
Oh yeah, because that'll piss people off even more. That'll piss people off even more. So yeah, I think there's a lot you could do with him without. I don't think he needs to go back down to the you know what I mean to the
He's
rookie.
not going back down to because that's one again another one of. I mean, I like him. I hate him, but I like him. I like to hate him.
Yeah.
It's one of Triple H's boys. Is he's gonna get a strap at some point one
Send
day.
him to SmackDown. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, well, he said
Yeah,
it too. There's another one. Yeah, it
yeah,
makes so much sense. What's wrong with him winning Intercontinental, or do you want Braun Breaker to continue on with it?
yeah. I want Braun to continue on with it. Like
Because Intercontinental sounds a little better No, the U.S. title
I
because it
like
would
when the
piss
foreign
everyone
guys
off.
have the U.S. title.
Yeah, because
It's legitimate heat. Like,
yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
but
Oh
then
man,
again, do we want do we want
I think Kaiser
Shinsuke to?
Gunther would put a crowd on the edge. I'm telling you. Oh no, it definitely would.
I mean, if we're planning on turning Gunther heel, but I don't. I mean, face, but
I'm not saying if we wasn't sitting in a room discussing business with everybody that it wouldn't be something that we could talk about. Like, yeah, but I don't know. I think his loyalty to Gunther is, I think it's too strong
right now,
right now. Right now, absolutely. Man, did we cover all the bases, man?
I mean, we covered most of the major stuff.
Well, I'm glad we did that. We had a lot of comments tonight. A lot of people checking in, giving their thoughts and opinions. But I think we should do that, man. We'll give you a good week to think about it, and we'll say, why don't we pick three major topics? Well, but we know our major topic will be wrestler of the year. How about we do we'll do our wrestler of the year pick. How about our maybe breakthrough wrestler of the year pick? Because we're getting closer to the end of the month, so it's about time to.
We're getting very close. We could
Um,
probably even choose a match of the year.
yeah, why don't we do a little? Why don't we do the show a little different? Obviously, maybe the how about the first half hour of the show? I'm jumping everywhere. How about the first half hour of the show next week? We'll recap everything, and then how about we give our awards away for or one more. We'll do one more question before we wrap it on up. Braun
Yeah,
needs to keep.
I feel like Braun. I agree with you. I feel like he needs to keep it until next WrestleMania, at least.
Next
He,
WrestleMania.
don't get me wrong. He can lose it in between that time, but he needs to get it back and just keep running with it.
Okay, I was like, wowzers! What kind of
Let him
diabolical?
lose it for a month. Yeah, cool. A month.
Okay, I was like, my God, what kind of diabolical run did you guys want him on?
I mean, Gunther hold it for 666 days. I wouldn't mind
We're
him.
talking about two different guys here now.
This is Braun Breaker.
Oh
Come
man,
on,
here he
man.
goes again. We got this man barking again, man. Oh man. But yeah, how about next week's show? You know, same time, 10:30 slot. We come in. We'll recap everything. Obviously, we'll recap SmackDown Saturday Night main event.
And we'll give a
Obviously
WrestleMania
their
preview.
debut episode, and man, we'll recap Raw and do a quick recap of Raw. And man, why don't we do a year in review? So
Year
that'll
in
give us time
review.
to get our stuff together, our thoughts together. Hopefully, everybody who's listening, they can come up with some. I don't know, their tag team of the year, their wrestler of the year, their breakthrough of the year. Hey, it don't have to be the same as us. Like I said, we're the guys who know everything, but honestly, we don't know shit. I say it all the time.
All the time.
Oh yeah, you know Dave is real mad about this. He's mad, man. He wants his LA Knight to get his U.S. championship back. But again, man, thanks for everybody for tuning in for us, man. Thank our sponsors. Thank everybody who helps help get the show going for us. Sorry we were a little bit later this evening, but but we were here for you. Yeah, we're going to try to be here every single week for you. We want your opinions. We want your questions. We thank our sponsors. We thank everybody who helps, like I said, gets this show going for us. Um, Yes, part time. Yes, the T-shirts. My man at Ganja Graphics. Attorney, you'll see it come across the screen at the end here. But the attorney, Big Fry. Um, yeah, and like I said, please tune into this channel because there are plenty of shows that you can tune into. There's the Bat Cave. Like I said, we haven't seen the Atomic Drop in a while, but me and Kurt are here for you to keep your wrestling updated. And like I said, we're gonna try to bring on a couple other people, so it's not just us that you. Hey, send us a message if you want to come on the show. You know your thing about wrestling. Come on, talk to us about it, man. Everybody's opinion is welcome. Yeah, like, this is a very hey, man. We don't care, man. Everybody's opinion is welcome because you might know something we don't know. But again, it was a great show. Kurt, any final remarks?
It's always good chatting it up with you, man. But I ain't got nothing else. We going wait until
Man,
next week.
I appreciate you giving me this time too, man. I appreciate giving you this time too. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be in next week, and you know what? Same thing next week. We'll see you about 10:30, and we can do the same thing. We're gonna mark about it. Have a good night, y'all.